Press the bell icon and never miss an update from my channel. Hello friends, so this video is in succession to my other two videos wherein I tried to explain the meaning of adverbs such as therein, thereon, thereby, and of the adverbs such as wherein, whereof, whereby. So this is the third video in that series, and in this video I will try to explain the trick by which you can decipher the meaning of these words. So coming to the first logical questions, that where do we find these words? So these words are predominantly found in the archaic books, in the religious texts, but around 2 to 3 of the words which I would be discussing are very frequently used in the legal documents. So you can find 2 to 3 of these words in the patents, in the memorandums of understandings, in the constitutional bills, etc. Now coming to the simple trick to know the meaning of these words. First of all, we should know that these words are actually adverbs. So what are adverbs? Adverbs are those phrases which modify the meaning of a verb, an adjective, or of another adverb. Now coming to the trick by which you can decipher the meaning of these words. So this is the trick. It is quite simple, and for example, if you take the first adverb herein, to decipher the meaning of this adverb, you have to just use this suffix in. So herein would become in this, hereof would become of this, hereby will become by this, hereon will become on this, herewith will become with this, and so on and so forth. Also, I would like to mention that some of these adverbs are predominantly found in the documents, especially in the legal documents. So in some of the examples, I will try to show that it would be more beneficial if you also use the term document along with this phrase. Now quickly coming to the examples. Quickly we'll take the examples in sequence. The first sentence reads, "And herein lies the most salient difference between Denton and David." Now using the trick, if we replace this adverb herein with in this, and more specifically, I think in this example it would be more appropriate if we replace this adverb with in this document. So this statement would read as, "And in this document lies the most salient difference between Denton and David." Coming to the next example, we have hereof. So using the trick, if we read this sentence, it would become, "In accordance with section 13 of this document, this act is not condemnable." Now coming to the third example, the statement would read as, "The total amount specified in Appendix 3 price breakdown and payment plan is by this attached to the subcontract." Coming to the next example, it would read as, "Arjun is advised with this document by the Lord not to lament for the bodily change of his old grandfather and his teacher," and so on and so forth. Coming to the next set of examples, this sentence would read as, "The corporation shall not be liable to pay the first part as shown under this document of any amount otherwise payable." This sentence would read as, "Greatly distressed at this, they declared themselves to deserve a fine." This would read as, "Nothing in the agreement is intended to or shall confer on any person other than the parties to this document or their respective permitted successors or assigns any rights or remedies under or by reason of this agreement." And this sentence would read as, "On this are also memorials to Bismarck and to the Emperor William I." And this example will become, "He had promised that Rachel would be the idol of his heart after this." And finally, this will read as, "Into this there are both lots of valuable aspects and some problems and defects." As you can see that this trick is quite helpful, and if we also look at one of the legal documents, so this, if we replace this adverb, so this will become, so here in after will be read as after in this, and then this whole clause will read as no discussion shall take place in parliament with respect to the conduct of any judge of the Supreme Court or of a high court in the discharge of his duties, except upon a motion for presenting an address to the president praying for the removal of the judge as after in this document provided. And also I would like to mention that such kind of adverbs can also be used to contract a frequently used phrase. So in this statement, if you want to contract this phrase, weapons of mass destruction, you can use this adverb. So if I read this sentence, this would read as, in the previous century there has been proliferation of weapons of mass destruction after in this document WMDs, and so on and so forth. So as you saw that this trick is quite easy if you just take care of how to use it. And yes, so this was the video. And I would also like to thank you all for your continued support, because there's a very good news that I have very recently crossed 1000 subscribers on YouTube, and I thank you all for your continued support. And you can also share your feedback if you want to know something more, and I will surely try to work on it. Thank you and have a great day.